Hey guys, so I'm going to talk about the NiTHO V16 wheel that I've been using for like a couple days now. I've noticed some issues. They're not too major, but there is the reason why this is a budget wheel, and I'm going to say it's a really good wheel for its price, but there are some things I'm going to have to let you guys know that a lot of other reviews don't talk about because they've just unboxed the thing and played some games. But I think I want to go in a bit more depth. I'm also going to show you guys how to program and map the buttons for two games. So essentially, there are going to be like two types of games you're going to play. You're going to play games like F1 from like big companies, and then you're going to play some games like Assetto Corsa, which is like a realistic modding simulator game, with a lot of modding in it. And so in some games like F1, this wheel will only be recognized as a controller. Now there are some issues with being recognized as a controller. The first one is that the dead zone. You'll notice when you play F1, like if you rotate about this much, the car will not turn. So you're gonna have to go a little bit more to the side in order for the car to actually turn. Now, this issue is not present in games like Assetto Corsa, where the wheel is actually recognized as a wheel. So we'll talk about that later. Let's just, first I'm gonna show you guys how to program the buttons. I'm not gonna go into detail about like the quality of the thing. I mean, it's actually really good. Like the wheel feels really nice. It turns, it handles really well. The gear shifts works, everything works really well. Like there's nothing to complain in terms of quality about the wheel. It's just how compatible it is with games that we need to talk about and how to program the buttons. So when you first get the wheel, the first major issue you'll come across is that the paddle shifters, these here, are assigned to the same mapping that the throttle and brake are assigned to. So when you get into the game, you're gonna start paddle shifting, but you're gonna start accelerating or decelerating. So that's an issue. And so first of all, the very first thing you want to do when you get the wheel is clear any existing programs that might be inside of the wheel. So to do that, you hold down. So let me just focus, okay? You hold down the share and options button for like 3 seconds. Then you'll see the color change. And then you hold down the options button, only the options button for 4 more seconds. Then you see the color change back to red. Okay, so once that's done, you can start mapping your keys. So the first thing you want to do is map the paddle shifters to a button. So let's go into the game. Are you sure you want to quit? No, I don't want to quit. Okay, so let's go into the settings, game options. I know I could have made this video a lot more clear, but I just want to get this information out. I'm not really a content creator on this kind of stuff. Options, because I noticed that no one has a guide on programming this wheel. I thought it'd be nice to share. So settings, controls, control calibration, okay. As you can see, okay, let's go to my custom settings. Okay, so here we are in the control panel, and as you can see, I'm going to show you. So we have the accelerate. Okay, I'm going to assign this. So by default, you're going to assign this, and you're going to press the throttle. See, it's being recognized as an Xbox controller. Some games recognize it as an Xbox controller. So then you go down, and now I select the brake and reverse. And that's set as, so I'm pressing the paddle down here, okay? Just for reference. Sorry, not the paddle, the pedal. It's okay. And then we go to the gear up. So I mainly use the paddle shifter, so I'm gonna press the paddle shifter here. Let's set that again. Okay, so I set it. As you can see, the accelerate and the gear up button, and if I also do the gear down button, and I press the left paddle shifter, see, at first these accelerate and brake and the gear up and gear down are set as the same keys. So you want to have to remap the gear up and gear down. So to remap any keys, to program any keys on this wheel, you have to press the share and options button for 3 seconds. See, the color will change. Then you press the key that you want to change, which is this one. And then you press, then you see the light will start flickering. And then you want to press the button you want to map to. So I'm going to map it to the right button here. Okay. And next, let's also program the left paddle shifter. Hold down the share and options button for 3 seconds. Press the button you want to change, the paddle shifter, and then you'll see it flickering. And then you want to change so you want to set it to the button you want to change to, so which is the left button here for me. And then you'll see the light will stop flickering. Okay, so let's go back into the settings. And then let's try assign the gear up and gear down. And you can see you can change to the right button. Oops, I made a mistake. Okay, go back down, just like that. And what am I doing? Okay, set it that and set it to the paddle shifter. Okay, there we go. So right button and left button set. Now, so basically for this game, I think this is the only thing you'll have to really change. And the reason I set it to the right button and the left button is because the gear shift, the stick shift here, is assigned to the same keys. So you can use both in the game if you want to. So I recommend you assign it to that keys. That took a little bit of figuring, like trial and error to figure out, but you can set it to the left button here and the right button here. So that's the best option. So that's it for F1. I'll show you guys some gameplay of F1. I'll show you guys the Deadzone issue. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys now. I'm gonna go into another view so you can see the wheel. Okay, so you can see the wheel and me turning it. So see this much, I'm turning it this much and the wheel doesn't turn. So that small amount, it's not that bad, but it's kind of annoying. It gets a little frustrating if you're trying to be really precise in this game. And you do have to be precise in this game. So that is an issue. And so I just got disqualified. But yeah, as you notice, there's that small dead zone. And now I'm gonna go switch to Assetto Corsa, which is an amazing game. And luckily, let's switch to Assetto Corsa here. Okay. So I'm just going to show you. So you're gonna come into the settings. I don't know if you play this game, but you go into the controls and you can actually set this as a wheel, which is really cool because here you can actually set your degrees of rotation. So this wheel comes with 270 degrees of rotation. So if you play this game, you can do this. You can set the throttle, the brakes, and then you go to the shifters. You do want to do the same thing. You want to program. So another thing. This game does not recognize axes as inputs for gear up and gear down. So as I said, by default, the paddle shifters are set to an axis. So you want to remap it to a button like we did earlier. So we go to the gear shift up and press the button. We got button 6 and then gear shift down. I'm gonna press it, button 5. Okay, so we're good to go in this one. And I'm gonna show you some gameplay with Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa, I'll take... I have some mods installed, that's why I have an F1 car in here. So I highly recommend you play this game. This is the only game that works so well, that I've noticed so far, that works really well with this wheel. So I'm just gonna show you how, I'm barely touching the wheel and it's responsive. So this game works really well with this wheel, and this is the only game I can really recommend right now. I mean, F1 is not that bad. I'm not sure the Deadzone is not that bad, but you know, if you want to be really precise, this is the game you want to play with this wheel. So you can see it's really responsive. It goes all the way. And with this game, you want to set the sensitivity to low. In games like F1, you're probably gonna have to set it to high. That's what I've noticed. So yeah. There's another really big issue for, I don't know if it's specifically to my wheels, but if you look in the menu, sorry, not the menu, if you look in the manual, it tells you that all settings will not be cleared when the wheel is powered off. Now for me, this is not true. Every time I unplug the wheel, everything I mapped gets cleared. So every time I start a new game or I start up my PC, if I disconnect my wheel, I have to remap those paddle shifters every time, which is annoying. It's not a big deal, but it's annoying. I wish they would have just assigned the paddle shifters to the same button that is default but on this one. Like, it doesn't make sense to have this assigned to a different mapping. Like, I don't understand why they did that, but that's the case. I contacted them about it. They said that it shouldn't, like it says in the manual, but the case is that it does. So I don't know if it's gonna be, if it's just wrong with, if it's just my wheel that's doing this, or if you guys are also experiencing this issue. So if you are, just let me know in the comments. I don't think the support team will do anything. I've talked to them a lot. They're pretty useless. So yeah. All right, that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, I don't make this kind of content. That's probably why this quality is so scuffed. But if you need any help or assistance, just leave in the comments. I'll help you guys out. I know this is using wheels that are not as popular can be pretty difficult. So it took me a while to understand the manual and programming, because it was the way it was written was so confusing. And yeah. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the wheel, if you don't know anything about it at all, the programming, the setup, okay, just let me know in the comments. Thanks.